Hi kindergarten, this week we're going to talk about three-dimensional shapes. We already learned a lot about two-dimensional shapes and I wanted to review today a little bit before we read and discuss more about three-dimensional shapes. So let's look and see what we've learned about Sammy the square. We know that we can identify a square by its sides and by its vertices. If you look closely at the square, you're going to see that the square has 4 equal sides and it also has 4 corners, which are known as vertices. The circle, Susie the circle, is round, right? We know that it has 0 sides and 0 vertices. All right. So this week, you guys are going to be getting some new vocabulary words from your math workbook that I'm going to scan over. And I want you to look really closely at this shape right here. And we're also going to look closely at this shape at the bottom. This shape that we're going to talk more about today, it looks like a shape of a wooden circle. This is actually called a sphere, okay? So you can help me out and whisper that to me. Say sphere. Awesome. If I look at the way I'm tracing it, you know that it's very similar to a circle because they both have 0 sides and 0 vertices. What's different about the circle and the sphere is that the two-dimensional shape of a circle is flat. The three-dimensional shape of a sphere has form. You can hold it, okay? It's a solid, all right? So let's look at this shape. This is known as a cube. If I'm tracing this, my finger, you can see it looks very similar to Sammy the square. They both look like they have 4 equal sides and 4 vertices. But what's different about the square compared to the cube is that the cube is 3-dimensional. The square itself is flat, but the cube is 3-dimensional. It has form. It's a solid. All right. And it actually, we're going to learn and talk more about its faces, which are the flat parts to the cube. And it has also more vertices or corners than a square. All right, so let's get started. I found some household objects around my house, and I'm going to just talk to you more about the square-like object, which is known as the cube, and I'm going to talk to you more about the circular object, which is known as a sphere. And then I want you guys to try to help me sort out the objects that I found. You'll be able to sort them by telling me if they're a sphere or if they are a cube. All right. So let's talk about this piece of fruit that I got at the grocery store. This is a cantaloupe, all right? If I look at the cantaloupe, remember what we said, that it looks very similar to the two-dimensional object known as the circle. What makes this cantaloupe different is that it is not flat. It is round all the way around, okay? It has form. I can hold it, and it's solid. So it's similar to that of a circle because the cantaloupe also has 0 sides and 0 corners. What makes it 3-dimensional is that it has form all the way around. It is round. So this is a sphere. Can you echo me? Say sphere. Awesome. Now we're going to learn what a cube looks like. So I showed you on paper, but we're actually going to get to see. Here is my son's alarm clock that's in his bedroom. If we look at the flat shape that I'm tracing here, this is known as a face, boys and girls, and it looks very similar to Sammy the square. It has 4 equal sides and 4 vertices or corners, all right? But what makes them different, the square is 2-dimensional because it is flat. The cube is 3-dimensional, which means it has form. If I was to turn this alarm clock all the way around, you could see that it has many different faces, okay, many flat edges. So for instance, if I was to take this and put it flat down and I asked you to trace it on a sheet of paper, your traced object would look like a square. If I was to say, put this cantaloupe down and trace it, your flat object or two-dimensional object that you would get would be a circle. These objects, remember, are 3-dimensional because they're solids. They have form. This is a sphere. It's all the way around round. And if I look at the cube again, I would be able to see that its flat surfaces are shaped like a square, but it has more vertices. It actually has 8, all right? And its faces all the way around are shaped like a square. All right, so this is a cube. And this is a sphere. So now we're going to try to help Mrs. Cloud sort objects around my house that I found, and you'll be able to identify whether they're a sphere, are they continually round with 0 sides and 0 vertices, Or are they shaped like a cube? Do they have many different faces shaped like a square? Okay, and do they have many different vertices? Remember that a cube has 8 in total. All right, so let's look. I have my clementine, and if I look at this fruit, what do you think? Is it continually round with 0 sides and 0 vertices? Or does it look more like a cube? Does it have faces and vertices? You're right. This is shaped more like a sphere. This clementine is continually round, all right? And if I were to trace this all the way around on a sheet of paper with a pencil, it would look like a two-dimensional shape of like a circle, right? But remember, this has actual form. This is a solid. This is flat. So this is known as a sphere. Awesome job. All right, let's go look at these. We'll call them connecting. I don't want to give you the title. They're connecting objects that we use in math. They're actually called by its name, but I didn't want to give it away. What do you guys think? If I were to zoom in and show you and turn it all the way around, what flat shape does it look like? Which two-dimensional shape does it look like? You're right. It looks like Sammy the square, right? It has 4 vertices, 4 corners, and it also has 4 equal sides. But look, when I turn it, it has more than one face, right? All right, it's not flat, it's got form. So this is known as a cube. Awesome job. These are actually called connecting cubes, right? Awesome. So these are shapes like a two-dimensional shape of a square, but they're 3-dimensional. They have form, they're solid. These are cubes. How about this? We're going to look at this snow globe, but we're only going to look at this part, okay? So if I look at this part of the glass snow globe, which 3-dimensional shape do you think it's shaped like? Do you think it's shaped like a cube? Does it have vertices and faces? Or is it shaped like a sphere? Is it round all the way around with 0 sides and 0 vertices? Awesome, guys. This snow globe, this part is known as a sphere. It is round all the way around, if I were to show you, and it has 0 sides and 0 vertices. Great job. Let's look, and this is tricky, so I just want you to look at this die with me. Don't pay attention to the stickers. What I want you to pay closer attention to is this shape that I'm kind of trying to hold and trace with you, okay? So if I were to show you this shape, which shape do you think it's shaped like? Do you think it's shaped more like a square, or do you think it's shaped more like a circle? If I were to take this die and put it flat, which shape do you think I would get? Which two-dimensional shape? Do you think it would be shaped more like a circle, or do you think it would be more shaped like a square? Don't look at the sticker. Awesome. It's shaped more like a square. It has 4 equal sides and 4 vertices. So this die, right, this game piece is a cube. Very good. All right, let's look at a few more. How about this baseball? This baseball. This is in Liam's room. He loves to play baseball. So what do you guys think? Is it shaped more like a cube? Does it have vertices? Does it have corners? And does it have lines? Does it have faces? Or do you think it's shaped more like a sphere? Is it round all the way around with 0 sides and 0 vertices? Awesome, guys. The baseball has 0 sides and 0 vertices, and it's round all the way around. Awesome. So this is a sphere. Let's do one more. How about this game piece? Pay attention to this shape that I'm trying to hold and show you that I'm going to trace. So in other words, if I was to take this and put it flat on my table and ask you to trace with a pencil, which two-dimensional shape do you think you would trace? Do you think you would trace Susie the circle, or do you think you would trace Sammy the square? Again, very good. You would trace Sammy the square. It has 4 equal sides and 4 vertices, but remember what makes these objects different. The two-dimensional shape is flat, and the 3-dimensional shape, the cube, has more dimension. It's a solid. It's all the way around. It's shaped like a square. All right, so that's what makes them different. Awesome job today, guys. I would love if you could hunt around your house and be able to draw some things that are shaped like a sphere and some things that are shaped like a cube. What you could simply do is just get a blank piece of paper, write your name on it, and fold it in half, okay? So that you can have 2 separate columns, a sphere and a cube. And you can go ahead and draw some household objects that you find on your little hunt that are shaped like a sphere all the way around with 0 sides and 0 vertices, and some objects that are shaped like a cube with 8 vertices and 6 faces. 6 faces, if you remember, are these flat surfaces that are shaped more like a square. Great job today, guys. Keep working at home, keep identifying shapes, and keep practicing. I'll see you soon.